Hello everybody, welcome to the live session report here for our Karmic Collective Clearing June 2020 for the Solstice Eclipse New Moon special that we just had. I'm running a little late with everything, so I'm trying to make it easier for all of us and just report about it to you in my own words. So as I've mentioned in the forum, if you've peeked in there, this was a rough session. There was a lot of physical stuff going on, mostly in our second and sixth chakra. Those are the sacral area, the belly, the kidney, depending on whether it's affecting the front or the back. And the sixth chakra, obviously the temples, the forehead, but also the back of our head, the Atlas region, where we typically feel our own dualisms and the need to harmonize masculine and feminine energy. So that wasn't too surprising. It's basically the field in us where collective energies affect us the most. This is also where we can have implants and attachments and so forth. Please ask about those kind of things. We also felt, and this was a full-on battle really, our fourth chakra, our heart center, trying to expand, and it's difficult. The first half of the session was really hard to even get a good centered feeling. There was a constant overlay, a constant sort of up and down, back and forth through our third, our solar plexus, our ego, willpower, or reactiveness, if you will. Overall, most of your energy fields were tipped backward this time. So typically, if you remember this maybe from the higher self session, your energy fields tend to lean forward a bit. Here in this session, it was backward, indicating that there is a part of you that's holding you back. And this part, as we investigated this, it almost looked like you guys were holding on to straws, like sort of white knuckle, trying to hold on to the old, the past, wanting things to be the way they were, because there was so much uncertainty, so much fear, so much panic almost, and a really strong feeling of loneliness. So very emotional. The triggers for all our traumas, our anxiety were full on in this session, and it was now about observing all of this, so not reacting to it, but really, feeling into it, showing yourself that it's okay to feel these things and that you'll survive, just getting through the feeling or the physical sensation of that, because throughout the session, those blocks, that overlay that we perceived through, wanting to break through collective karma, they were so intense that they literally poked into all our inner child wounds. So here's where it gets interesting then. So, it is really about making the unconscious conscious in general. And this is also part of the reason why I'm recording this. There's a really, really important message here in this session. Namely, that these outer effects, what I described as overlay, all right, is so strong right now, all right, that it triggers our ego coping full on, all right, in all ways, but particularly here for the next 2 weeks in a very aggressive way, in a very reactive way. All right, so we feeling we have to fight against it, we have to rebel, we have to kill it, we have to eradicate it, we have to, just completely externalize it and see it as something on the outside that is putting pressure on us. Well, the truth is, though, and this is the uniqueness of these solstice energies this year, is that this is more or less an intro into how it's going to be the next 10 years. So we are not just doing an annular transformation here where the sun and the moon shift. No, this is a massive transformation indicating a new era. And I've talked about this in many different ways. So we cannot really expect things to go, without resistance. But what we can do, and this is the part here that I really want you guys to pay attention to, we can make these things aware to us. And as we are making them conscious, as we're making them aware, as we are realizing that there is massive karmic collective stuff going on, we can choose to decouple. We can choose to see it as like, okay, there's resistance, okay, there's triggers, okay, there's my trauma that's getting triggered, okay, I'm feeling a little low, okay, my body's reacting, my whole entire hormonal system, DNA stuff, this is like full on activated right now, guys. This will all be sensible for you. You will feel this. And as energetically sensitives, and I really want to stress this, you had the opportunity to practice dealing with this for so long now. You need to be the ones that can discern this. And instead of fighting, appreciate life. Appreciate all feelings, all sensations. Honor them as part of who you are and as part of your inner signaling system, and find out what it is that needs to be changed or that needs to be harmonized. You can see that this is coming in from the outside, and here we have to, just be careful that we don't externalize all that is bad, right? And internalize all that is good and feed it and get fascinated by it and fantasize around it. That's not balance. No, we can see what is coming from outside and we can see what is triggered inside. And learn to be with it. Learn to harmonize with it. So instead of going against it, instead of sticking the head in the sand, as I called it in the energy tips, trying to avoid quote-unquote negative feelings, we will not be able to withstand this massive transformation here. So if you recall, maybe some of you are not aware of this, but I wrote lots of articles years ago about the bifurcation that is coming, where humans are literally going to split into two groups of people who will experience what is going on here in the collective globally in completely different, almost diametrically opposed ways. And this is happening right now, guys. And the solstice was the trigger point. It was the trigger point. So what we're going to have is 80 to 90% of people will go into aggression, will go into resistance, will go into externalization, or the opposite, internalizing it. And I want you guys to be very aware of this. When you have these things going on, you're going to have to stop ruminating about it and internalizing it and thinking, oh my God, I'm so bad, or what is wrong with me, or the other extreme. Oh my God, all people are bad. The dark energies are out there to get me. You're going to have to stop that. That's childish. It's not like that. There are some things that are coming in from the outside and some things that get triggered on the inside. Then you, as a full-grown conscious human, have a choice how you want to respond to it. And how do you do this? Yes, you apply all these tools. You go into your heart. You reset 100 times if necessary until you can feel your center again. And this is then where we arrived at the end of the session, and it was beautiful, guys. There was this abundant feeling that came in that allowed us to feel free. So what I'm saying is you need to learn to harmonize. And the part in you, the ego part in you that makes it so difficult for you is where you either externalize or internalize too much. This needs to be balanced. And this is where the masculine and feminine energies come in. When things get too intense, you need to breathe through it. Allow yourself to feel all feelings. There are no good or bad emotions. There only are emotions. There only are sensations. And give this some more space. And if things stagnate, and if you feel like you're you know, sort of going off in la la land in wishful thinking, or you lose the ground underneath your feet, then you need to ground and you need to work with reality and do an inventory. Once more, guys, this is the perfect time for journaling. This is the perfect time for recording all these different ups and downs so that you can begin to make the connections. This is why I spend my nights, you know, video editing, doing energy updates and truth talks and so forth, to give you guys the tools, but most importantly, the context. You just need to recontextualize things, and this is what this session really showed on a deeper level. It is the mindsets that you get stuck in, and those mindsets are the ones that trigger your ego coping mechanism. And you know what the simple truth about that mindset is that you judge everything. You know, you judge your emotions, you judge your physical sensations, you judge your thoughts, you judge yourself, you judge people around you, you judge politics, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, of course, we can have an opinion about things. But guys, judging everything, that's a child's view of the world, okay? When you are in a more mature place, okay, you see things for what they are, you understand that there's a constant flow of things, all right, that things just have to go the way they have to go, all right, and you stay in the center of it and find the highest expression of how to deal with this. So I hope that this gives you a good overview. Please comment in the forum, ask questions, ask about your personal energy. The moment you post in the forum, I'll respond to your energy, and we had so many co-facilitators. Hope that they comment as well. So remember these few things here. This is breaking through and decoupling from collective karma. Cannot be done by going against it. It energizes your inner resistance and your inner duality. We have to harmonize with it. All right? We can't resist reality. We can't go against it. We have to harmonize with it. That doesn't mean sucking up. That doesn't mean go into anticipation and into like, oh my God, and controlling everything. And it also doesn't mean to go into fake positivity and fantasizing and wishful thinking. No more, you know, making choices based on sympathy or antipathy, you know, whether you agree or disagree, because that comes from your judgment. No more fight, no more sacrifice, no more just wanting to be right. This isn't about just surviving, and this isn't about, you know, avoiding to feel in a certain way. This is the unsophisticated way, the immature way of your inner child. This is about standing there watching all this unfold within you. You're a part of it and outside of you. And to say to yourself, I wonder, what are the things that we will need here in this big transformation? What do my kids need? Where is this going? And to use your consciousness to contextualize the bigger picture. Thank you guys for coming to this way showing session. I'm probably going to talk more about this in the energy tips here for the hard warriors and Patreon supporters. Also, the next energetic tune-up session is coming up this Saturday. So obviously there I'm going to be looking into July and the meaning of that collectively and for us individually. Bye-bye.